Hi guys, in this video I'll show you how I created a Rapunzel wig. I made this wig a few years ago and I have to say after many kids parties it still looks like new. So I bought this very affordable wig and Rapunzel dress on AliExpress. I checked, you can still buy this wig but the shop I bought the dress from is gone. As you see here, I have main ingredients to make this wig. So this is original Rapunzel wig from AliExpress. I had to put it in the plaid as it was constantly tangling. The flowers and the different size clips I ordered from AliExpress and Shein, and the pack of three 24 inches golden color braiding hair. They don't look gold, but it's kind of worked. A pack of elastic hair bands, few clips, a hot glue gun, and I forgot to show you, but I used a sheet of Velcro fabric. I bought this wig hat stand on Amazon. So the first thing, I secured wig on it with a few pins and I took the plait out. Just a little note that I never done anything like this before. I just make stuff as I go and it works sometimes. As you see, this wig is very thin, so I had to give some volume. I'm dividing here horizontally and I'm starting from the bottom. The wig is very tangly and I had constantly brush out knots. For this bottom section, I used one full braiding hairpiece. I divided into the 5 sections, 2 smaller ones on the outside and 3 bigger ones in the middle. Remember I said I make as I go, so I got this tool with braiding hair and I really wanted to try. So what I'm doing here is attaching extensions. I started from the middle part. I'm just hooping it on a wig base and securing by braiding few inches. It was actually very hard to do as the hair kept tangling, so I kept brushing and brushing and brushing her hair. It took only a few minutes to do each braid and I think the colors blended it nicely. So when I was braiding, I took a little piece of hair from each side to braid in, thinking that it will give more strength. But now I'm thinking it was not necessary step, as it just gave me more trouble because hair got tangled at the bottom. This is how it looks after I done the first section. See the ends? They are very tangled. Don't worry, I brushed them out. Now for the second section, again, I divided hair horizontally, just leaving a thin layer of hair to cover bottom section. So I still have a big chunk of the hair on the top to cover all the extensions. This is what constantly I had to deal with. And this section I'm gonna have 3 extensions, which is 2 long braids and 1 loose. So I'm gonna try to explain a bit, even you'll see everything in the video. I need 3 braids and I'm doing 2 now. And later I will be making 1 more, which will be a little bit higher, but they will all be the same length. Rapunzel here, like the braid is very heavy and will be sitting on my left shoulder. To give a little bit strength and the right structure, I will be making the third braid a little bit higher, so the full braid will be sitting correctly on my left side without any gaps. I still had 2 packages of the braiding hair and I forgot to film, but I divided them into loads of equal parts and I put aside third of it for my last braid. So over here you can see me struggling a bit as I didn't know how to add extra hair. My first braid took a while, but then I figured out that extra hair I have to add from the back to one of them pieces and not around everything like I'm doing here. And I think I was just overthinking, as actually it was very easy to braid like this. Here I have 2 long fat braids and 1 tail. I'm moving now on making the third one on the side. All hair down, and I'm trying to find a good spot for the last plait. This wig has so many gaps, but I guess that's good for ventilation. This time I'm starting with tiny little piece, and as I'm braiding, I'm adding little by little the rest of the braiding here until it gets the same size and length as the other 2. Okay, I have 3 perfect braids. Now the fun part, dividing hair into 3 equal sections, then wrapping each hair section with the braid, and I secured each end with the few elastic bands. I used loads of hairspray on each section and then I braided one into one big braid. So at the front first, I done a little braid on the right side and locked it in the place with the hairspray. The fringe needed loads of work to give that volume. I used sculpting brush, loads of hairspray and the hair dryer. I was going back and forward doing the same thing until I was happy with the fringe. I really enjoyed making these flower clips. I used all the clips I had. I would say it was about 20 of them. I had this A4 size Velcro sheet already at home, but if I didn't had it, I would use like any white fabric. I could Velcro into small pieces just to be big enough to wrap around the clip. If I glued flowers directly to the metal, it will fall as there's no grip. Because it's my first time making something like that, I was experimenting a bit. I wanted to see which way flowers looks better. I changed few things as I was going. I glued about 2 3 flowers on the small clips and I had a few big clips and made sure I glued the biggest flowers on them. And just when I was nearly done, I realized I should cut the ends so it would be easier to stick them and I won't need to use that much glue. And how beautiful are these? I'm so proud of myself. And if you make these, you should be proud of yourself too. Okay, for the last, I clipped all the flowers, making sure the big ones goes on the top and the smaller ones at the bottom and to fill in any gaps. And that's the finished result. So I have to put my hair like this. It's super heavy. But this glue is so strong that like literally a few minutes later and everything goes like hard. I can take the pins out. Like over here, I wanted to keep this and everything is in place. The best thing about this wig that I can take apart, this side has nothing. It's kind of a little bit loose, but I think it's gonna be very easy to take apart and plait and then rearrange take the flowers off when I need them, then put them back.